Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and welcome back to Starlight Shores. Now I'm hoping to get as many of the endings as possible in this game, although there might be a few different variants which I may skip out on, just simply because there's too many choices to try and go through. Or too many combination of choices. Okay, so we've never been with staying with Alec before. We've always either gathered firewood with Lena or gathered firewood with Theo, but I think I'll stay with Alec if that's okay. Yes, fine. You're going to let the girls do all the work? We can handle it, thank you very much. I've been wanting some girl time. Let's get going. The three of them go that way, leaving us here, alone at last. This has been some night, right? Yeah, that's for sure. This is my chance to talk with Alec about what happened earlier. Do you want to talk about Erika? So, do you still want to talk about Erika? Things were pretty tense earlier. What's left to say? I probably screwed it up. She won't be able to forget what I said. Do you really think that? Would you rather me live in denial of how stupid I am? Might as well accept it. Alex seemed calm earlier. This must have started gnawing away at him. Who wouldn't worry after a fight like that? I thought you worked things out. Erika can say we'll get past it, but you saw what happened. I torched our relationships and humiliated her in front of a group of strangers. What's the point of talking anymore? Well, I do have one question. Make it quick then. I'll be blunt. That's preferred. Where did that anger towards Erika come from? I'll admit, she can take her attitude down a notch, but you did more than that. What happened there? Isn't it obvious? I have doubts about the relationship. Add drinks, some group tension, and my new girlfriend attacking Theo. You know what you get. The painful realization that this is going nowhere. Like every girl I've met this year. She may not seem like it tonight, but Erika is a beautiful person. In what way? Erika's home life wasn't... That's irrelevant. Never mind. Erika didn't let anything stop her from attending college. She worked her ass off to earn an athletic scholarship through the swim team. She's kind, a natural leader, and very intelligent. But, what is it? Erika made the mistake of opening up and trusting me. She's not blind to her flaws and she's working on them. I repaid her kindness by blowing up at her. I threw those insecurities in her face. But that doesn't give her the right to take control of a party in which she wasn't even invited to. All I did tonight was help speed things along. If she's such a beautiful person, why would you fight like that? The moment she let me in and told me about her life, I could tell there were hesitation and regret. I overshared on our second date. Really badly. It was a stupid attempt at creating a deeper level of commitment. Erika felt like she had to reciprocate that, and it's been uncomfortable since. So, she's regretting trusting you? It's not like she outright said it, but I can feel the tension around the subject. And I just proved that her trust was misplaced. There's no way she could look past that. I don't care what she says. I left a permanent scar in our relationship. Can I make an observation? You seem to think that you're undeserving of forgiveness. Find me one long-term couple that never said things they regret. It's impossible to avoid. People are complicated and relationships are messy. What relationship is perfect? What's important is that you learn from this. Trading insults one time is a lesson, but if you make it a habit, you're being abusive and probably self-destructive. You have to work to regain her trust, not resign yourself to a breakup. Do you think there's a chance she could forgive me? Absolutely, if you believe in her, and if you believe in yourself, then yes. Not if you keep those feelings from her. It's not easy to talk about. Look, I'm glad you are willing to share with me, but when you're afraid that relationship is heading down a bad path, you need to consider talking to your girlfriend about it. Telling anyone but your partner about these problems is not going to fix things. Alec redirects his stare for a moment and shifts his feet. I hear you. I'm sorry if this came across like a lecture. I'm trying to help. If you ever need to vent, I can listen without giving advice too. You're my friend. I'm here for you. Thanks, Will. The same goes for you. He can be alright. Alec raises his drink into the air. To friends. I nod and clunk my drink against his own. To friends. Are you enjoying the drinking games? They're alright. I wouldn't mind hanging out and relaxing without games. I know, we've been playing for a while. Erika can be a little intense about games. I get that, but why truth or dare with the drink if you want to skip? Isn't it kind of, I don't know, middle school-ish? She wants to get to know you guys, that's all. She's trying to the only way she knows how. Okay. I can live with that. We sit together in silence for a time, watching the flames dance in the evening air. After a while, Alec looks to me with a glimmer of curiosity. So, what do you think of Lena? Honestly, I think she's pretty cute. Alec nods in agreement. She's easy to get along with. I love her blue hair. It suits her. It's definitely unique. Theo and I had a chat earlier. She seemed to think that you and Lena are bound to be friends. Yeah, I heard that too. And what? Are you in... Nah, a collective burst of laughter carries over from a distant shoreline. They must have found enough wood. Sounds like they're having a good time. We're keeping this to ourselves, right? I nod my head in agreement. Alec's shoulders drop as he smiles back. Thank you. No worries. Man to man. We're back! Lena crouches down and adds a log to the fire. This should do. Do you guys still want to play games? I want to. I think we already knew that. Well, it is true. Are we playing or what? I'd like to. Me too. And we go back to the normal dialogue. Haven't tried Jello Shot yet. You think I'm brave enough to give you that kind of animation? I'll take a Jello Shot. Aw, I didn't think you'd chicken out like that. Sorry, I hope I didn't make that too personal. I smile back at Theo as I take a cup from the Jello platter. I thought it was like a fear of taking it. It's nothing you have to worry about. I'm fine. We have the drink option for a reason. Don't feel bad for choosing it. Where did you take your best photograph? Well, how about a photography question? I'm studying it for a reason. Ask away. Where did you take your best photograph? My best photograph? It was at a client's wedding. You do wedding photography? That's my dream job. During my internship, I was a secondary photographer and assistant for a guy named Jake. He takes amazing portraits and works as a wedding and family photographer. There was this couple that got married in the forest on their own property. It was a once-in-a-lifetime location. There are fairies and pixies around the forest as well. It's almost like if it was in a fantasy tale. I hardly slept the night before the wedding. The excitement was impossible to contain. I love weddings, and working with Jake was a dream come true. They didn't have more than 20 guests attending. It was quite intimate. Anyway, Jake took photographs with the groomsmen and while they got ready, so I was with the bride and her sisters. The bride was ethereal. She was the most naturally beautiful woman I've ever met. Her skin had this natural olive glow and her eyes were like emeralds. I took a photo of her curling her hair in a mirror without a hint of makeup on. She had the softest smile on her face and I didn't realize it at first, but her mother and sisters were watching her through the mirror as well. You could see how happy and excited they were for her. It was a natural moment of pure anticipation, and the bride was handling it with grace. Some brides freak out or get overcome with emotion as the ceremony gets closer, but she was floating through it. She took in each moment, and the couple clearly loved every person they invited. That photo was the best I've ever taken. It was in a crowded bathroom on a hot summer day. I bet you didn't expect that. I definitely did not. You're going to be an amazing photographer, Theo. You saw a beautiful moment and captured it for that family to treasure. Your attention to detail shows. When I get married, expect a phone call. Really? Absolutely, you're hired. It looks like Alec hasn't been giving marriage as much of a thought as Erika. I press my lips into a fine line and bite down on them. Seems like Lena's trying her best not to laugh too. And we're back to this tale. Alec picks truth this time. Okay. Oh, what happened to choosing dare so often? Truth felt, safer. Fine then. I'm sure you'll love my question, but I just answered one. That doesn't count. Yeah, it does. I picked truth and you asked why I didn't choose dare. That has to count, right guys? Silence befalls the room. This is not how you play the game. You guys agree with him, don't you? He technically answered a question. I don't know if that should count. Will, I need a tiebreaker. Oh my goodness sakes, what on earth do I suggest here? It doesn't count. It does count. This is definitely different from the previous time around. Do we take Alec's side by saying it counts, or taking Erika's side by saying it doesn't count? Because at the moment, Erika can't vote for this because she is part of this ordeal. Theo went, it doesn't count. Lena went, it does count. I'm sorry, Alec. That doesn't count. You can't get out of answering that easily. Damn, I thought I had a chance. Yes! Thanks for that. Alec, it's time for question time. Okay. Care to explain why you're being an ass tonight? You're not usually like this. You owe me an explanation. Can we talk about this later? Oh, now you're uncomfortable airing things out in front of a group? That wasn't an issue earlier. You said we could work past that. I still want a reason. You're right, I'm being an ass. I promise you, I'll learn from this. We can go talk about it right now if you want. You? We can talk about it? Yeah, let me try to fix things. I owe you. I expected you to deny it. Huh. Later sounds good to me. Do a shot to make up for that non-answer. Alright. Alec finishes the shot. Alright, Alec, you're up. I pick Erika. I just went. Give someone else a turn. Do you guys mind if I pick Erika? Go for it. There's no rules against it, right? I guess not. Then it's settled. Erika, truth or dare? Dare! I dare you to go for a walk with me. A walk? Where? The beach, silly. Let's have some time to ourselves. I don't know, Alec. It's not fair of us to ditch. It's not forever. We'll come back. You guys are cool with that, right? Yeah, we are. For sure, go enjoy yourselves. Theo nods in agreement. You could go stargazing. Maybe you'll see a few meteors. Well, as long as you guys are okay with it. I'm not one to turn down a dare. Let's go. Great. See you guys later. I have a feeling there's going to be a happy ending for all of us. Bye. See you. Only because we chose to stay behind and rather than collect wood with either one of these two. Hand in hand, Alec and Erika disappear into the distance as they follow the shoreline. I hope things work out for them. The relationship seems messy, but who isn't at our age? We're still finding our feet on the ground at this point in time. They could learn a lot from each other. I think so too. Anyone willing to work on improving themselves is doing better than most couples I've come across. Agreed. Now what? I don't know about you two, but I'd rather not play games. I'm with you there, a break seems nice. I've been thinking about tomorrow. Oh? I want to try surfing. Surfing? Are you sure about that? Why not? Theo's a strong swimmer. Yeah, Lena. Don't look so worried. You're brave. Not to sound mean, but what's so brave about that? Lena's probably had some experience in the past about surfing. The sea is scary to me. I'm terrified of open water. Any water I can't see the bottom of makes my stomach twist. The reefs around here are crystal clear. You don't need to worry. I'll be careful. What about sharks? That already crossed my mind. I did my research. There's never been a fatal attack here. Records are meant to be broken, you know. Sorry, I'm such a worrywart. Don't be sorry. I messaged the local surf shop on FriendX and they mentioned their beginner-friendly lessons on Saturdays. Truth be told, there isn't such a thing as FriendX. I wanted to give surfing a try, so I figured, why not? This weekend seems like a perfect chance. There's no pressure, but you two should come to the beach with me. You can sit around and watch me fall off a board. That doesn't sound so bad. Yeah, it's not so bad when you watch someone else do it, but when you do it, it's not so funny. I could go for a beach day, but then again, that's like that in any embarrassing scenario. It's entertaining to watch, but not so entertaining to do. Unless, of course, you know what you are doing. I'd like that. We should spend time around the cottage too. The beach here is much more private. We can stay near the shore and float around in the shallow water. That way you can still enjoy the sea, Lena. I could give that a try. Surf lessons in the morning, and a picnic here for lunch? It's a plan. I'm in. Yay! I have to go back to Josie's tomorrow. I'm regretting not ordering their iced coffee. We could drop by on our way back to the cottage. Josie's is on me. I owe Theo an iced tea. Well, I'm sorry that I was such a jerk about that. I didn't mean to shut down and take off. I was worried that he forgot you. It seems like he's made a habit of that. What? Lena, you promised you wouldn't. I know. But what's the point of all this if you're not going to... Cut it out. I can't believe you. Oh, this is getting intense. How could you say that? I'm sorry, that was rude. I'll give you guys a moment. Wow, a moment? Well, I'm lost here. What's going on? I wish Lena wouldn't have said anything. Can we not talk about this? Yeah, I'm so lost on this. For goodness sakes, I don't know what we're talking about. Lena's reading into things and making a big deal out of nothing. Why can't you explain it to me then? Well, fine. I might have planned to address a few issues. A few issues here? You planned that? Not in any serious way. I was venting to her. You know me. I'm not the confrontation type. This whole conversation is making me feel sick. Can we move on? Why let things build up until you're hurt? Let's talk. I don't know. Theo, since when do you hide from me? I thought we were closer than that. So do I, until we moved. Ouch. Okay, we don't talk as much as we used to. But does that impact our trust? I didn't hurt mine. How could it not? Maybe moving apart was a breeze for you, but I felt your absence every day. Then why didn't you return my calls? That's a big question, isn't it? Should you keep yourself hung up on a friendship that's fading? Is the pain worth a few extra moments together before the nail seals the coffin? I don't see our friendship going anywhere. There's no room for us to grow. How could you say that? You're supposed to be part of my life. I want you to be there when I got married and you're going to meet my kids. Where do you picture me in those scenarios? Do you not remember the night before you moved? I want to scream how I remember, how it made my heart ache. The night before I left for school, Theo asked me to go for one last walk together. When we said our goodbyes, she kissed my cheek and told me how she wished we would have given dating a shot. I thought she was closing the door on us. Spinning through a storm of memories, I failed to respond. Good answer. What do you want me to say? How should I know? I thought seeing you again would make things clearer. But it didn't. No, it didn't help. I'm torn, Will. We went from living next door to cities apart. Maybe our friendship depended on that proximity. Theo, is deeper than that. You keep making vague statements, but there's nothing behind them. We drifted so quickly. It scared me. You think you know yourself and your friends, but you don't. An hour's drive and a new school is a world of difference. Nothing is keeping us tied together anymore. So perplexed about this. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to fix this. I can't think clearly. We've lost that touch, haven't we? We started hiding things and leading different lives. We don't even know how to talk anymore. It's pathetic, really. I clung to a fading friendship. It's not fading. You're still my best friend, Theo. I don't care how unclear your feelings are. You're not getting rid of me. I'm not trying to. It's all confusing right now. When I see you, it's like a moment hasn't passed. But until tonight, I haven't faced how it's not a good thing. I shouldn't be reverting to an old version of myself. We deserve new experiences, and those memories have been holding me back. Do you want me to go? No! I guess that summarizes my feelings. Conflicted. Yes. Can you tell me how you're feeling, please? Maybe it could help. I don't know if that's a good idea. It's not about how I feel. At the moment, you brought this up, so it's you to answer what you are conflicted about. Theo, it's not about how I feel. It's about what's best for us. You're hurting, and I don't know how to help. I'm beginning to think that closure is what I need. Closure? Yes. I need you to tell me that we're not going any further. That we're friends and that's all. Nothing more. Isn't that what friends are meant to be? Fine. If that's how you feel, we're friends, and that's okay. You need to stop worrying that I'm going to vanish because we live in different places. We'll always have home, and we'll always come back to each other. You've got a long life ahead of you, and you'll be dealing with me along the way. Thanks, Will. I needed to hear that. I was so stupid the night before moving. That kiss. It was a last-ditch effort to keep you in my life. It wasn't fair. So in that regard, you was being selfish in a way. I hope you can forgive me. Please don't beat yourself up. I've already let it go. Can I be honest with you? Of course you can. I think I was in love with the idea of being loved. You were the target of that idealism. I don't want to believe that. We've been friends forever. Liking each other makes sense. Please. Don't try to box up and label your feelings like that. I don't want to hear you say that. It stings bad. I'm sorry. I should have kept that to myself. It was a stray thought, not a concrete feeling. Well, you're helping me learn about myself tonight. It was important to discuss things. You don't know how much I needed this. Truthfully, I need you as a friend more than ever. My life is changing constantly, and I want you to be a part of it, no matter what. You don't need to think like that. I'm here. Not going anywhere. I need to tell Lee. A rustle of the nearby ferns interrupts Theo. Lena? Lena? Hi there. Were you eavesdropping? No. I was coming by to check in on you guys. I should have texted instead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to accuse you of anything, Will. Suggesting that Theo felt forgotten wasn't fair. I know it's probably more complex than that. I wasn't trying to create a confrontational tension. I'll live. Don't get hung up on it. Even though you was the one that created this conflict in the first place? Did you hear me? No, I was off in my own head when I was walking here. You don't need to be so anxious. I mean it. I didn't hear a word. But from the look of on your face, I'd like to offer a hug. Is that okay? Theo nods, unable to utter a response. Okay. Lena wraps her arms around Theo without a moment of hesitation. Slowly, Theo raises her arms and returns to the embrace. As they hold each other, Lena lightly... Okay. Hey, you better toughen up. This is a party. You can't be a sad drunk. I'm not. Lena smirks and winks at me as I watch why, I know. So, is everything alright? Yes, we were... Theo stops herself, unable on how to explain. We were clearing things up. We're fine. Glad to hear it. Hey guys! You two again. Erika calls out as she and Alec approach the fire. Theo carefully rubs her eyes and puts on a bright face. Brave face? Bright face? Oh, there we go. Hey, welcome back. Guess what? What? Erika bounces as she begins her announcement. Alec and I are moving in together. Isn't that a bit rushed? Hasteful? That's great news. Congratulations, you two. What made you decide to take the big step? Especially after 3 days, yeah. I realise I've made enough stupid mistakes trying to avoid connections. I want to give as much love as I receive. Wow, Alec, that's so cheesy. Very cheesy. I call it whatever you want. Call it whatever you want. It won't bug me. He's leaving out the part where we had a genuine heart-to-heart. We're both going to grow and learn together. Neither of us have felt a connection like this before. It's worth working on. Maybe it's the drinks talking, but I don't think I'll mind spending every day together. It's the booze. Hey, don't be mean. I'm happy for you guys. But maybe don't take every step as fast. I get it, we're in no rush. We're going to take our time with things. I don't know where I got not from. What Erika meant to say is that the wedding is next. That's a joke. Here on the beach? Obviously. Anyway, who's ready to play? Do we have to rush back into games? It's helping us all connect. Truth or dare can't be the best way to do this. What's your suggestion? Maybe we can talk about ourselves. I prefer to keep a mysterious vibe. You don't want to get to know me? Blab all you want, I'm not sharing. Maybe I'll come up with a bunch of weird stories. I'd know if you were lying. You would? I'm good at recognizing dishonesty. People fidget and have tells. BS, you're not a lie detector. He is good at poker. See? Why don't we put that claim to the test? We can't make it a game. Of course. 2 truths and a lie suits us perfectly. We'll tell you 3 facts about ourselves and you have to guess the lie. I'll have an unfair advantage over Alec and Theo. Let's worry about that. Fine, let's do this. I want to go first. 3 facts coming right up. My natural hair is red. That's a lie. I work at a pet store. That's more true, okay. And, okay, that's definitely a lie. Which is my lie? Like, seriously? Any of them could be a lie? Hold on, let's just look at the wording. Religion. I have trouble believing that you went to Catholic school. Who said I was Catholic? I'm implying that you're not. I thought because of the ellipses that was the case. You don't have the complexity of a redhead. They usually have light eyes too, like blue or green. Speaking of, your eyelashes aren't light enough. My friend Mira has red hair and her eyelashes are blonde. Dang, you got me. I told you that I'm good at this. I guess you weren't lying. Who's next? I'll go. My first kiss was on prom night. I know how to do tarot readings. And I love painting. Which is it? This is a tough choice. I was Theo's prom date and she didn't kiss me. Theo's never toyed with spiritual things as far as I know. But she also never mentioned painting before. You look stumped. Give me a second. Give me a second to answer these, okay? They're very difficult to come up with. Well, she likes photography, but painting is a different way of photographing. I'm gonna go with painting. I never heard you talk about painting before. Dang, I thought that seemed believable. You love photography, and I've heard about it for a long time. I can't see you loving painting, yet never mentioning it. You tend to talk about your hobbies, like everyone does. It was a difficult choice though, right? Yeah, I had to think for a moment. You're not terrible at this game. Thanks. Who's up next? I'll volunteer. I'm going to need luck to win this one. Alright, let's hear it. Okay. I competed in gymnastics as a kid. I'm studying to be a vet tech. And my favourite treat's the mint chocolate milkshake. Wow, I know absolutely nothing about this girl. I've got a 1 in 3 chance of winning. Not terrible odds. So, what did I lie about? As a kid, though, we don't know anything about you as a kid. Like, we've heard that in your family you grew up with a bunch of sisters and you're the youngest by a good substantial amount. Would she have a fondness in veterinary, though? Vet tech, though? I've never heard of a vet tech before. Mint chocolate milkshake. Would she have a sweet tooth? But then again, mint isn't exactly sweet in itself. One of my least favourite things. But not as bad as coconut. Whoever thinks that if you just land on a tropical island and you have nothing to eat but coconuts, I don't know what would happen to me, because I despise the things. Vet tech. Vet tech doesn't sound right to me. I'm sure you love animals, but the career doesn't suit you in my mind. Damn, you are good at this. What are you studying? Business. On a swim team scholarship. To be honest, I don't think I'll be swimming after I'm done school. I'm going to study hard and find a regular job after graduation. Why won't you keep swimming? My friends told me not to bother trying for the team when high school started. They said they don't want to see me get hurt if I was rejected, but I went anyway. When I talked to the coach, she disagreed with him and said it wouldn't matter. What would it matter? I'm a good swimmer, but my body type isn't ideal. I have to buy swimsuits at... Okay, they're super uncomfortable. If your times are good, you'll make the team, but I'm feeling a disadvantage lately. Athletic scholarships are tough to get. I'm glad you're focusing on the educational aspect. Thanks. Good guess, by the way. Thanks. I'm feeling pretty good about that one. Let me have a turn. You're the worst lie I've ever met, there's no point. Hey, that's a load of rap. If you're feeling so assured, let's raise the stakes. What are you suggesting? If you can't guess the lie, you have to finish all of our drinks. No way, that's too much. Don't do it, that's such a stupid idea. He's the one acting all cocky. Doesn't mean you should try to sabotage the entire night. He doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. Well, I don't know about this one. You should pass. Yeah, but... Oh, goodness sakes, you know... Nah, my health is better than being peer pressured. No thanks, I'd rather not die of alcohol poisoning. Lame. Not lame, smart. Unlike you, Alec. Rude. Yet surprisingly on point. Whatever. That game is clearly over. Now what? I'm not trying to bring the mood down, but I'm starting to get tired. Theo, I know you plan to go stargazing. I don't want to ruin that for you guys by snoring the whole night. Would it be cool if Alec and I went back to the cottage? Please don't feel like you have to ask. I've had a great time getting to know you. I'm glad you came. We have the entire day to hang out tomorrow. You should get some rest. I can't wait to hit the beach with you guys. Would it be okay if I stayed with the group? Suit yourself, but you might miss out on some fun. That got him shaking. Oh, I'll go back with you. I thought so. Good night, guys. See you in the morning. Have fun. Oh, we will. We don't need to ask what they're up to. We know what they're up to. For goodness sakes. Alec joins hands with Erika as they head towards the cottage. It's just the three of us now. Again. I tap at my phone screen and check the time. Whoa, is it that late already? Time flies when you're having fun, as they say. It really does. I know I made big promises about watching the stars all night, but I'm getting tired. I think I might go to bed. What? It's fine, I need to sleep. But what about... Lena, I'm just tired. You don't need to read into it. We've had a long night. I'm ready to go back to the cottage. What about Alec and Erika? They might be, noisy. I'm down the hall from them. I'm sure it'll be fine. Go to bed. I'm too tired after all this. You know what? You might have a point there. We've had a long day. It's probably time to get to bed. Well, would you mind giving us a minute? We'll take care of the fire and head back soon. I want to talk with Lena before I go to bed. Oh, I can do that. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. See you later. See you later, alligator. I wave goodbye as I turn towards the sandy trail. As I make my way through the beach grass, I can't help but listen to what Theo says next. Ah, portrait. Lena, I've been thinking about what friendship means to me. When Will and I were talking, I had to face the truth. Is everything alright? It's more than alright. Lena, you're important to me. I want you in my life. I'm right here, I'm not going anywhere. We both know school will eventually end. Our lives are going to change when that happens, just like it did back then. I've been putting a wall around my feelings. Your feelings? I know you feel it too, and you've been keeping it locked up because you're scared, just like me. I don't want to miss this chance. I've wasted too much time already. We should be together. Theo, we've been drinking tonight. I don't want to lose you if things go... I promise, you're not going to lose me. I love you, Lena. That's never going to change. I'm scared of what might happen, Theo. That's okay. I'm afraid too. But I feel more love than fear. I believe in us. I love you too. Theo, I'm not sure that we should... Oh, that's so wonderful. And we're watching this somehow. As Lena surrenders to Theo's passion, a sharp sensation grazes across my chest. No, it was meant to be. I can't be upset over this. This wasn't the night I expected, but I'm glad that I came to Seaside. I turn away, not wanting to intrude on their privacy any further. Talking things over with Theo was the right thing to do, no matter how much it hurts. She deserves to be happy. They deserve each other. Wow, that was like an entirely another... That wasn't it. Look, if I can speak correctly, that was like an entirely different route in the game, and I'm glad of that, because that definitely was a happy ending, despite the earlier initiations with the three there. It's kind of like Lena started it, but yet the conversation took place with both Will and Theo after that. But yeah, I wonder what would happen if we chose anything else, because that felt like a really specific path. Like we had to deny any kind of love, but also keep in fact that we're just friends rather than anything more. But Theo, if we selected more, would try and push us away. Player's game. There's no way I'd lose, don't worry. Why take the chance? He said he's playing, stop trying to convince him otherwise. Stop the bickering. I want to hear you facts. You're eager, because I know I'm going to win. Okay, here we go. I've never left my home province. Alec's family always camps locally. I don't think they've ever gone on a real vacation. But who hasn't left their home province? It's not a large area. I have a tattoo. It's not what I was looking in the locker room, but I've never seen a tattoo on Alec. That one seems like a stretch. And I secretly hate soccer. What? That one can't be true. Hey, no conversations allowed. You've got to pick one based on how well you know me, remember? I thought I was a terrible liar. Fine, I've got this. Alec threw in two answers that seemed like obvious lies. He knew it would mess with me. His whole life has revolved around soccer since we were little kids. It's how we ended up meeting in the first place. But could he have been just coerced into that? He owns soccer video games, memorabilia, posters. Who would secretly hate something they were that invested in? Alec's parents aren't the type to force him into sports either. It was his decision. But he also stopped playing competitively once we started college. I thought classes were keeping him busy. Now I don't know what to think. Damn it, he actually got me with this one. Let's see here. If I were to guess, I think the most unobvious answer would be the obvious one. He played it a lot when he was younger, but that doesn't mean to say that he enjoyed playing it, which means he secretly hated it. Soccer is your whole life. You don't hate it. Sorry to tell you this way, but I stopped playing for a reason. You seriously hate soccer? Maybe hate wasn't the right word for it, but it doesn't make me happy anymore. I loved soccer when it meant playing a game with my friends. That rush when we made a great play or feeling our improvements as we trained, that's what I loved about it. Turns out I don't love soccer. I love spending time with my friends. When did this happen? Recently. When the prospect of joining a new team after high school came up, I wasn't interested. That spark I felt when I was getting ready for a big game, it was gone. I don't even watch games on TV anymore. I feel kind of, I don't know, sad. I thought Alec had found a game he was passionate about. If playing with friends is what it takes, I'll join the soccer team with you. You don't need to do that. I want to. Tryouts are new next month. We should go together. I haven't played in nearly a year. I'd be too rusty. But if you're willing, would you go to the field with me and kick the ball around? It'd be nice to hang out there, just the two of us. It's a deal. It's a plan. It's a plan, friend. Great. Despite a relaxed conversation, the girls are still tense as hell. Well, buddy, looks like you lost. Damn it. Oh, time to pay up. No, don't. I took the challenge and lost it. I wanted to face the consequences. You're going to get sick. Well, maybe. I'm sick of hearing all of you, so I plan on going to bed early. Maybe, but I probably won't die. Who knows? Take mine first. Alright. Alec hands me his beer. Unfortunately for me, it's nearly full. I tilt my head back and clug it as quickly as I can. It tastes like an ashtray. Ugh. Lena, are you sure about this? I can't give up now. Whatever. Lena hands over her drink. The fruity cola goes down smooth at first, but the cranberry and lemon mixture has an acidic sting to it. Still way better than beer. You can stop now. I'm halfway done. Please, Will, don't give me a hard time. Theo reluctantly passes over her cooler. It goes much the same as Lena's drink, but this one has a hint of mango to it. This was the best one so far. Rest in peace. Really, thanks. Erika's drink is unique. Not like anything I've seen before. What is this? It's a craft cider. What flavour? Apple. As the cider flows, I feel burning the pit of my stomach. The devastating mixture of beer, cranberry, lemon, mango, and apple cider roil in my gut. Once the bottle is empty, I'll raise my drink in victory. I don't think that's a victory. That sounds like a very bad hangover for the next day. I actually did. I clasp my hand over my mouth as I turn away in horror. I barely manage to spin out of sight as a primal heave forces me to the ground. Oh no. My goodness sakes. That looks hilarious, but at the same time, if that was me, no, that was the opposite, a complete opposite of hilarious. As the world around me begins to spin faster, panicked voices swarm around me. For goodness sakes, although it was our fault because we took up the challenge. Oh, sheesh. Are you okay? I feel the hovering presence of Theo nearby. We'll take care of you, don't worry. Get him some water, Alec. Jeez, okay, sorry. We need to bring him to bed. You're right. And that's our ending then. With some help from Alec, I managed to make my way back to the bedroom. Having an ensuite bathroom couldn't have come at a better time. I spent my night worshipping the porcelain phone, also known as the big white telephone. The cool touch of the tile floor against my cheek is as welcome as the feather pillow. There's a knock at the door. Are you doing okay? Don't come in! It's multicoloured! My groan reassures Theo that I haven't died yet, and she leaves me be. When the dry heaving passes, I lay still for the first time in hours. Time has lost all meaning. With my last ounce of strength, I slide the shower door open and turn the knob. Steam fills the room and a white noise settles my heart racing. Once I return to the floor, exhaustion lovingly wraps around my aching body. Slowly, my world drifts out of focus. And there we go. Don't know what to say about that. You'd call that a pretty neutral ending aside for Will there, which was just so hilarious in that enactment. So we've only got one more CG left to unlock, which is the Marshmallow one. So that's probably the easiest one to try and get out of all this. Rather than picking hot dogs, just pick marshmallows. Marshmallows! You know, I'd actually like some marshmallows. Really? Yeah, I could go for something sweet. I'll make one for you. Maybe I should roast them? Why don't you want me to? If my memory serves me right, you just light them on fire and blow them out instead of roasting them. You got me there. I like to pretend they're birthday candles. Wait, that's perfect. You can make a birthday wish with them. I think a shooting star would work fine instead. Roasting marshmallows properly makes them tasty. I don't like eating ashes. Oh, fine. You can roast them. Make one for me too. Don't you prefer burning them? I'll give your version a try. Prepare to have your mind blown. Ah, that's a wonderful sight. I snatch up one of those sticks from the kindling pile. After a few moments of roasting, the marshmallows are a warm golden colour, cooked evenly throughout. I pluck one from the stick and hold it between two fingers. Close your eyes. Won't it be too hot? It's fine. Just trust me. I'm Dr. Marshmallow. Okay. Theo closes her eyes and hesitantly parts her lips. Say ah. I pop the marshmallow into her mouth and wait. The shaking makes me feel that she enjoyed that. Theo's eyes flutter open and with her mouth still full, she begins to giggle. Haha, this is delicious. See? I told you. I bite down on my own treat and laugh along with Theo. Should I make some more? Yes, please. Before I know it, Theo and I have cooked and eaten half of the marshmallows by ourselves. Maybe I should have brought another bag. We'll keep that in mind for next time. Wait, there's going to be a next time? My gosh, Starlight Shores 2? The Return of the Marshmallows? Revenge of the Hot Dogs? Next time? Maybe if we all save up, we could try to do this again next year. That's a great idea. Will doesn't know yet that Theo saved up for this rather than win a competition or something. Count me in. Us too. Good call on that snack break, Theo. Let's try the other option with Lena. What was the last thing you searched online? Do you have your phone with you? Yeah, I do. Why? We're going to need it for verification purposes. Lena, what was the last thing you searched online? That's evil. Maybe I'll take a jello shot. It can't be that bad. You shouldn't act so sure. Now I'm super curious about my newfound friend. What the hell? Lena peers down at her phone for a moment before handing it over to Theo. Spill it. What did you search? You'll love this. I looked up how to make a good first impression while I was waiting for you at Josie's. You were that nervous about meeting me? I can't help it. Theo spent the entire school year talking about how you're funny and easy to talk to. I don't want to be awkward and ruin our first impression. I handle bad first impressions just fine on my own, thanks. Don't say that. You were great. I didn't feel weird at all. Nobody was weirded out by two people who had just met who are so similar as one another. Actually, I felt like I'd known you for a while. That's a good first chat if I've ever heard of one. Well, that's nice to know. It's your turn now. Go! Okay. I'm going to pick Erika. Again? Why don't you trust me? Lena clearly knows something I don't. That kind of sucks. I thought you trusted me. I do. What are you hiding then? Why are you upset? Tonight is supposed to be fun. It has been. Then why did I have to convince you to come along? Why did you hesitate? She's right, I was hesitant at first. A weekend getaway on the tropical beach with your best friend and you needed convincing? What did I do wrong? I was nervous to meet Lena. When you first invited me, you kept talking about Lena. You called her your replacement Will more than once. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Will. I should have never said that. No, it's okay to feel that way. It's my fault for not calling more often. Before Erika interrupted earlier, I wanted to apologize to you. I should have tried hard to keep in touch. Will, I'm at fault. No, you're not. Please let me say this, Will. She needs to get something off of her chest. Theo waits a moment, then continues. It's my fault too. I didn't answer your calls more than once. I wanted to answer, but I was always busy with Lena or studying. I even ignored your call once because I just didn't feel like talking. Explain why I hadn't answered in so long felt scary. It's a poor excuse, I know. But then it was radio silence. I thought I'd lost you. You didn't call after that. The idea of not having you in my life terrified me. But I didn't have the guts to call you until last week. Your birthday was coming up and it seemed like a great reason to call. But the winning getaway and the birthday being so near each other is just very, very suspicious. I know I should have called sooner, but I'm getting off track. Well, I'm sorry. I meant what I said earlier. I don't want to lose this connection. Theo, you don't have to worry about that. You'll never lose me. Thank you. Instinctively, I reach out and take her hand in my own. It's subtle, but I can feel Theo shaking. Theo stops suddenly and pulls her hand away. What's wrong? Can I tell you something? You have to promise you won't be angry. Angry? Why would Theo think I'll be angry at her? Curiosity gets the best of me. You can tell me. I promise I won't get mad. I didn't win a giveaway. Yes, you saved enough money to get this all together. Wait, well, how did... What do you mean you didn't win a giveaway? How did you get this cottage for a weekend? There was no radio contacts or FriendX page. I saw advertised online and I rented it for a weekend with my savings. It seemed like a good excuse to spend a weekend together, especially so close to your birthday. So that's what Lena meant when she said that Theo picks the perfect place. That was a slip up. Lena knows you paid for this? Yes. Theo. I knew you'd get upset. I'm not angry with you. I just don't understand why you felt like you had to plan a weekend trip to see me. Isn't that a lot of money? Seaside isn't cheap. You could have called and asked to hang out. Driving to visit you isn't a problem. I would have come if you asked. I don't get it. I put off calling you for months. Dialing your number last week was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Maybe you couldn't tell it over the phone, but I was shaking the whole time. I didn't know if you wanted to be friends anymore and I was scared. Playing this gave me a reason to call and see you. I figured if you turned me down I'd try to move on. She would try to move on? I can't imagine my life without Theo. When you agreed to come to Seaside, It's okay, you can tell me. Well, when you said you'd go, I was so happy I nearly cried. Hearing your voice and knowing I'd get to hug you soon. It was the best feeling in the world. I miss you so much. I think I understand now. Just don't ever question our friendship again. We're friends for life. I won't doubt it again. I promise. Well, I feel awkward. I should have brushed off Lena subtly, but instead we've had this dramatic conversation. Talking about our feelings isn't dramatic, Theo. It's something we should have done earlier before anyone got hurt. I know, but can we go back to normal? I want to have fun tonight. I get that. We can hit pause on this. No, we end it here and don't ever come back to it. The final frame of this recording. Thank you. I can see the relief in Theo's eyes as she smiles softly. The breeze from the shore is cool against my neck. Despite it, a question is burning on the tip of my tongue. I have to ask her. Theo, do you remember the night before we moved? Yes. Do you mean what you said? A rustle of the nearby ferns interrupts me. And here we go again. Lena! Lena, were you eavesdropping? No, I was coming by to check in on you guys. I should have texted instead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to accuse you or anything, Will. Suggesting that Theo felt forgotten wasn't fair. I know it's probably more complex than that. I wasn't trying to create confrontational tension, but it just came out like that. I'll live. Don't get hung up on it. Did you hear us? No, I was off in my own head when I was walking here. You don't need to be so anxious. I mean it. I didn't hear a word. But from the look on your face, I'd like to offer a hug. Is that okay? Theo nods, unable to utter a response. Okay, so it's like before. It's the same dialogue, but because we don't have the option to skip, it is within these different route. This is a party. Can't be a sad drunk. Can't not a sad drunk. I know. So is everything alright? Yes, we were. Theo stops herself, unable to on how to explain. We were clearing things up. We're fine. Glad to hear it. Hey guys. Aha, here we go. The same as before. Let's see. It was the red hair, the painting, the vet tech, and we shall pass. Wait, go to bed was the bottom option, so we should go to bed this time? You know, you might have a point there. We've had a long day, it's probably time to go to bed. I might stay out a little longer. Don't worry about the fire, I'll take care of it. Thanks, Lena. Hope you guys had fun. We definitely did. This is a great party. I'm excited to see you trying surfing tomorrow. I'm excited too, but don't expect much. I've never tried it before. I was cancelled on that part for entertainment. Who was that girl in TidalBlossoms that was into surfing and all that? Red hair, longish red hair. Skips me now, but you could go and see her. If this is the same universe, that is. Well, it'll be interesting. Anyway, I'm off to bed. Good night. Nighties. That wasn't what I expected, but I'm glad I came to Seaside. The same again, but I miss Theo. I'm glad we're reconnecting. I'm a little disappointed we're not watching the stars together, but we'll hang out tomorrow. Whatever happens after this weekend, I'm not letting her go this time. I need her in my life. There's a lot of routes in this game, and also making different choices can lead to different dialogues open up later on in the game. Like a choice that you wouldn't think would have any kind of impact would do, because if you're skipping through the game and it suddenly stops, it means that, well, you've been through text now. Sorry, you're going to text now that you haven't been through before. So we've unlocked all of the CGs, but are there any other endings? Like, for example, being able to succeed in Alex's game, for example. Or maybe there just isn't a correct answer and all of them are lies. Travelling is the one. How could you know that? I didn't. You guess? Yeah, it was lucky. Damn it. I was born across the country, but my parents moved to the area before I was a year old. You haven't left this province since then? Nope. They aren't the travelling type. I plan to explore the country after graduation, though. I feel like I've been missing out. We could go on a road trip together. I'd like that. Speaking of road trips, it's been a long day. Okay, so it's going back to the normal route. Ask Theo to stay. Please stay, Theo. I've been looking forward to watching the meteor shower with you. Don't end the night like this. Guys, please don't make such a big deal out of this. I'm done for the night. I don't want to feel bad about it. Hey, don't get so serious. You can go to bed. We'll stop bugging you. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should get going too. I'd love to curl up in bed and fall asleep to the sound of the waves. Plus, I don't want to sleep the day away. I guess that makes sense. Are you going to bed too? Nah, I'll stay out here for a while longer. Theo points behind the log she's seated at. Use that bucket of sand to put out the fire when you're done. It should do the trick. Yep, water or sand always does the trick. Alright, will do. Night! See you guys tomorrow. So if we push Theo, then obviously these two will go to bed before us. Theo waves goodbye as she trails behind Lena. They quickly disappear into the night. I'm a bit bummed out. I want to hang out with Theo and Lena for a while. This night wasn't what I expected, but I'm glad I came to Seaside. I lean back and gaze up at the constellations. Now I have all the shooting stars to myself in this little bit of pocket space. I'll wish for a great day tomorrow with Theo. I want to see her again after this weekend. I've missed her. You're still staying up with me, right, Will? Yeah, I promised. The night is getting away from us. Let's put out the fire and make some wishes. I hope you two have fun. You're not coming with us? Don't look so sad. I've had enough fun for one night. You two go enjoy yourselves. Are you sure you won't stay? I'm positive. I've made enough dumb comments for one night. I'm going to take a shower and sober up. Make a wish for me. What should we wish for? Endless hot water at the cottage. We can do that. Thanks. I'll catch you later. Within the space of a few moments, Theo and I have the night to ourselves. Thanks, Lena. Pretty sure you planned that. Thanks, Lena. I guess it's time to go. Yeah, let's head out. Okay. Theo takes a bucket of sand and pours it carefully over the flames, making sure to smother the embers entirely. That should do. Come on, let's find a spot. I'm right behind you. We wander for a time before settling near the shore. I wait for Theo to take a seat, but she stays standing. Okay. So it's the same as beforehand. Well, we're here. Theo, did you still want to talk about earlier? I don't know. To be upfront with you, I'm afraid. Of what? Change. What if tonight has already changed our friendship forever? If things don't work out, am I going to see you? The idea of drifting apart again, I don't think I can handle it. Not twice. I wouldn't give this another chance. We'd be over, for good. Not friends, not even acquaintances. It'll be too difficult for me. Are you sure you still feel like you love me in that way? I'm not afraid. I know you said you're not sure how to feel, but I know exactly what I want. Give this a chance, even if you're scared. What we have, this connection, it's meaningful. I'm not going to waste it. How many people are lucky enough to grow up beside the person they love? You know me better than anyone. Let me show you how much I love you. Aww. You're not scared, even a little. Not when I'm with you. This feels right. I'll reach out and give Theo's hand a subtle squeeze. We're right for each other. I have a new wish. I thought you couldn't tell. It'll come true. I want you to kiss me. So it's a different variation of that one ending. You're right. It's meant to be. You're the reason I'm here tonight. And there we go again. Again. For the first time since we left for school, I felt whole. I feel whole. I don't know where I'm going to end up in life, but it will always be beside Theo. She's the love of my life. I can't imagine a world without her. Theo's who I wished on every candle, penny and star for. And there goes a shooting star. And they are enveloped within the blessing of the shooting star itself. Any other endings? Is there one like that, but for Lena? I don't think so, because the dialogue in the game has not pushed it towards Lena. That particular route there with argument has always pushed towards Theo and not Lena. Lena was kind of like a third wheel at that point, so I don't think that there is a variation of Lena when we just see to it that we stay behind with Alec to talk about his issues with Erika. So I don't think that would be appropriate for that to be a possibility. I think that does it for me, folks. There probably are like a few other endings or variations of different endings throughout the entire game. But as far as I can tell, I think we've hit on all of the major points throughout the entirety of the game. This has been a short experience, but no question or shadow of doubt, a wonderful experience in itself. Every one of these characters, in their own ways, have flaws. And I think it is very important that in a game, characters have both good points and flaws. Because if you have both, then that means that character has depth. And what this game has shown me, and what I hope has shown you as well, is that all these characters, Will, Theo, Lena, Alec, and Erika, have flaws. It took Alec a long time to be able to unveil his flaws when we was discussing about his potential issues with Erika at that point in time, and then afterwards the prospect of moving together and then getting married next week. Like, that was really upfront and too quick, if I must be honest. For me, I feel like it would take years before, I don't know, acquainted to someone, getting along with them, being with them, like just out on a restaurant trip or something like that, clothes shopping, however you want to spin it, just a day out together but not with each other 24/7. And then the prospect, which I think is the most difficult, is moving in with them. Because moving in with someone, you get to see a different side to them that you've never seen before. Like, you've seen them when they're in their best, but you don't see them when they're in their worst. And I think this game is kind of like a reflection of those kind of feelings. You know, we will have our positive aspects, but we will have our negative aspects. And I feel like that this isn't what you would call a redefined visual novel, but it is a visual novel that's taken a concept and has applied it really well so that it is, in its own way, its own bubble of wonderfulness. Bittersweet. And just like that fire there, I hope that whatever the developers plan next, TidalBlossoms, I hope it burns just as bright as that fire does, and they are just as blessed as those shooting stars are within the night sky. So, Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't checked out this game for yourselves already, I urge you to do so. There's a link down in the description below where you can purchase this game for... I was about to say purchase this game for free, but that defeats the purpose of purchasing it. But it's not that much money at all for a wonderful experience with what I can say are 5 wonderful characters. I mean, you can have your personal favourites. I'm just going to have a shoot in the dark. I think Lena is my personal favourite, but we'll have our personal favourites, and whoever we choose as our personal favourite is up to you as an individual. We can all discuss about it, and we can come to some conclusions as to why we have a personal attachment to one character and a possible dislike towards another character. Like, in the beginning, I really did not like Erika, but her opening up there towards the end there, especially in the route in which you stay behind with Alec, really showed us a side of her that we didn't see before. And that's another thing about these kind of games, it shows sides about people that you don't expect from them. But anyways, guys, if there's enough rambling from me, I'll be going for over 1 hour 20 minutes now of this recording. You guys will see a shortened version of that amount of time, but thank you all so much for watching once again, and I'll be seeing you all in the next visual novel. Have a wonderful day and take care of yourselves.